Bluetooth connected.
Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shabazz, and this is some real change stock options trading journey. And today, the first day of the new month, February the 1st. So happy to be here. So happy that you guys have joined us, are tuning in, watching the replays, as well as the lessons. You are greatly appreciated, and I thank each and every one of you who do so. As the usual suspects start showing up in the building, they are also very much appreciated. Dan is in the building. Dr. J is in the building. We're gonna have a great day today. Allowing the market to do what it does. And we can see right now
Bluetooth disconnected.
that the bulls have started buying up those lower prices. In fact, after hours, we've gone from 482 to a high of 485.7. We've come down from that to the 484, but we are trending up. Thankful. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Dan. Very, very thankful. Looking at the havoc that was wreaked yesterday, that very huge bearish candle changed the market control for the week. Gone from a very bullish candle to a very much bearish candle for the week. You can also see those huge drops in the 30-minute candle as well. It's going to be a great day today. Going to be a great day today. A little less than 1 minute before we get this party started. As we begin today. "30 seconds left until we get this party started." We are here for a good time. We're not here for a long time. We are definitely here for a good time. Let the good times
Bluetooth connected.
begin. Again, I do not have pre-market up on the 5-minute candle charts. I do have it up on the line chart just so we can grasp what is going on. The market has found an intraday area of demand at the 484.6, and right now we're getting a double bottom off of that area But as of recently, past 8 o'clock, we are having lower highs. However, the bulls are very firm at this 484.5 area. Aaron and Lance also in the building, shopping around. Exactly what a Dan is saying the market is doing, and I agree. There is a very nice liquidity grab right here for the bulls. They're able and successful to cause these bears to want to cover. A lot of overhead resistance. We have a daily resistance line, and then we also have pre-market high at the 485.7. If you look at the weekly candle in the bottom right, you will see the very strong move that has been initiated by the bulls. What a very exciting day we had yesterday. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and participating as we watched, traded a little bit, but mostly watched the FOMC and the reaction to the report. Today is going to be a very equally important day as long-term bulls try to reestablish their position. Question is, will the Bears give it to them, or will this start a potential reverse in trend? I appreciate you guys for being here, and I appreciate your input as well. Thank you guys as well. We are now above VWAP. And we are now attempting to use that daily resistance and turn it into support. As the market is doing what it typically does in the first 5 minutes, very volatile. The first 15 minutes can trick you, which is why we like to stand on the sideline and observe. Allow the market to give us a little more information to go off of before we decide on a potential area of a trade. And I thank you guys for sharing your insight as well and for participating. Sorry about that. But we do see that the stock price is really battling here at this resistance level, daily resistance level. 485 area. I was attempting to turn that into support. If you're looking at the 30-minute chart here in the middle, you would see there is a lot of liquidity that could be grabbed if the bears are able to successfully raise the price of the SPY. And at a certain level, bears will have to think about covering their position. That really might give us a nice move to the upside. Potentially. I like this area, the 486.7. By that time, potentially, it should be close to 10 o'clock, close to having a second 30-minute candle. Like to see how this one closes, and then maybe look for a potential candle that could start that squeeze. Oh, it's confusing, huh? The very flip side is possible if the bulls aren't able to sustain this move. This very nice size candle, 5-minute candle out the gate, can be flipped, and all these early bulls would have to cover. So that's why I wanted to leave up pre-market as well. But on the line chart, we can clearly see the line in the sand that the bulls have drawn. And then right now we're operating off a double bottom. But if you look at a larger picture, could also be a potential lower high. But we also really rather wait and see what happens during the market open hours, where everyone has the opportunity to trade. Time and patience is all that required. And right now, what's required for me is a couple. I'll be back in 4 minutes. 4 minutes, I'll be back. Ead, good morning. Good morning, Ead. And thank you for joining us. Just taking our time this morning, Ead, allowing the market an opportunity to develop. I just looked and saw that we do have some reports coming out at 10 o'clock as well. So we want to keep that in mind for a potential volume spike, potentially. This gold line represents pre-market high at the 485.7 area, pre-market high. High of the day is absolutely holding right now. And then they're getting some extra support from this very large bearish candle here. And it is exactly the covering of these guys that I would potentially like to participate in. But until we get above this candle, I would not even imagine anticipating a call. It's just too much strength for them to trap the bulls, to use them as liquidity to push the price down lower. However, if we're able to get enough bulls to come in with enough strength, force these bears to start covering, we could see even higher prices. It's just a matter of acknowledging that the high of day is holding for now, and who is holding it. Time and patience, all that's required. They'll make a move. When they do, we'll be there waiting. I want to make this 30-minute candle a little bigger so you can really see the beat down that the bears are trying to do in this candle, and how the bears are hiding in bull skin. Don't let this green candle fool you. I like it. I like it. I do like it. This high day is holding very firmly. I do like it. That's a lot of pressure. A lot of downward pressure. A lot of downward pressure. Dr. J said, wait for the candle to close. That is the key. But even though I do see a put here, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to wait. I don't want to be an early bear. It's still early. It's not even 10 o'clock yet for me. So I'm going to be patient. Ryan is in the building. The longer I wait, the easier it is for me to see the algo and pick the stock apart. So I have no reason to rush. But there is a put here, especially if this candle closes in the next 30 seconds underneath VWAP, and then we get a continuation candle further down. However, this 484.6 area is our pre-market low, and also another area where the bulls have found support at twice previously. So even with the acknowledgement of this, I really want to see it get past this area, 484.6, even before I would think about taking any type of trade, because right now we're just bouncing between pre-market high and pre-market low. The high of the day is holding very strongly at 485.5, and the low is the 484. So right now we have chop, and we're just going back and forth within a dollar range. That's why it's absolutely no need to be early. Allow the big money to make a decision And then once they make their decision, we will follow along. Now we have a retest of VWAP, and the retest of VWAP is holding. This would be another great sign for the Bears. They were able to get the stock price to close under VWAP. But again, for me, and I'll give you a much larger screen to look at, I do completely understand the bulls buying up the lower prices. That's just what the bulls do. However, right now, if we're looking at our triple screen, we're red for the week, temporarily green for the day, but it is enclosed and engulfed inside of yesterday's candle temporarily. We're green on the 30 minutes, and we're green on the 5 minutes. That's what the triple screen is looking like right now, but not enough to entice me to become a bull, because the bear presence is heavy. Beautiful thing about the market, we don't have to guess, we don't have to predict, we don't have to assume. All we have to do is just watch and wait. The market will show us. Thank you, Dan. So yes, even though there's very heavy overall bearish presence, but for today, coming from after hours into pre-market, if you could imagine, this is starting from here. Let's give you a visualization. This is how big that green candle really is that we're looking at right now. That's the real size of it. So when you're thinking about shorting, this is actually what you're looking at. So yes, we do have this bearish candle, and the bulls want to squeeze them, and the bears want to squeeze the bulls. And that's why right now we're stuck between pre-market high and low within this range. So it's best for us to let these bullies fight it out. So you have to ask yourself the same question that the bears are asking themselves. If you were located and had a position as a bear, where would you start covering, taking your money, saying this trade is no longer working out? We're going to have a temporary trend reversal, and I want to go ahead and salvage my trading account right now on this trade. Where would you, what area would you start covering? And that's the same area that you want to be a bull. Now on the flip side, if you were a bull and you started buying pre-market and until the market opened, Where would you want to cover in this to say, you know what? The trend is going to continue downward. It's not just a matter of me getting a great price, but now I think I'm wrong. I don't think the market is going to go up for today. Where would you, if you were a bull, where would you cover at? That same thinking that we have to apply and look for setup in that area. Dance at 55%. I do agree. Let's put the fib on it. See what the fib says. I have my fib at 51 and 60. Okay. This is the 50% line here. This is the 61% line here. Let's put the fib on this one. 50% line here and the 60% line. Now, how about that? How about if you split this candle in half, the 50% line of defense equals up with today's higher day. How about that? How about that? Okay. Interesting. How about we get a close below this area with a continuation candle? Dan, that would really strengthen. Even though I told you, Dr. J said let the candle close. We did. And that was the best thing to do because the next candle was a doji. But this one here, this one is sweet as duck butter. But what would be even more sweeter, looking at the 30-minute chart, as we have now eaten away all of the gains that the bulls had this morning in that 30-minute chart. What would I love to see is the next 30-minute candle trading beneath that 484 area, that 484.5. Give me a close, continuation candle in, knowing that we're probably going to have some resistance at the 484. This is a weekly area of support. Let me verify that. Yes, it is a weekly area of support. So you want to look at that too. What is your potential profit risk? Knowing that at this area, potentially these bulls can still come in and save them. So safe areas, let's really truly identify safe areas. Now, yes, there is a trade beneath here with the close and continuation, but you have to look at the range. We're talking 50 cents on the stock price itself from 485, from 484.5 just to 484. But that's not saying it won't continue lower, but you have to expect some resistance at the 484. One, because it's a whole number, but two, you still have the bulls from pre-market, post and pre-market who have a lot of strength. I don't know what the heck that was. I don't know what that was. So I'm not gonna, I see it. But remember I told you guys that we have a 10 o'clock report coming out as well. So this is some response to that 10 o'clock report. So I'm gonna let this settle. Some news, yep. I'm not gonna be involved with this. I'm gonna let it settle and then see what it decides after it settles. Yeah, but that's where I would like to get in at. Man, I ain't time for it. I gotta use that discipline though. That's the wrong thing anyway. Glad I did. I fat fingered. I wasn't trying to get in. I was trying to set myself up. I'm glad that happened. I don't want to let this news go by and see the response to this news. I don't want to be involved in this candle at all. I don't want to be involved in this candle at all. You saw how when that 10 o'clock report came out, how that market just jumped. We don't want to be involved in that at all. Let's let the report come out. Let's let the market respond to it. And then we will plan an attack. Still very much like this level, but you still have to consider that 484 is right here. Look at that, guys. Once it broke the 50% line, it went right to the 61% line and bounced from there because it found some additional support in these bulls. Broke the low of day and spiked. Yes, it did. What is famously known as a washout. What is even more famously known is a washout long. So, still a lot of time on this 5-minute candle. The market responded immediately at 10 o'clock. Still 2.5 minutes left on this candle. No need to be involved in the noise. We do have that continuation. We do have that change of color on the 30-minute chart, the 30-minute candle. So I am liking the 30-minute candle, but I know how this market will trick you. So now I'm not even interested potentially until we re-break new lows and really then start putting some pressure on these bulls. But I need to see a close below the 50% line, a close potentially below the 61% line, and then I believe that they will panic sell right through the 484 if that happens. Other than that, we are potentially looking at a washout long. Another reason to not be early, to allow the market to do what it does. I hope that I haven't confused anyone, and I hope that through these illustrations you understand where the power of the bears lie, at them holding down the pre-market highs, and where the power of the bulls lie by me highlighting them and showing them here in this diagram. Them having that power come back and save this. Trapping the bulls, the early bears, trapping the early bears, and it is turning into a washout long, potentially. Go ahead and take this off the screen. I don't want to confuse anyone. I did want you to see again, back between pre-market high and pre-market low. Some nice entertainment was provided by the 10 o'clock news report. Now, since that is over, we're back to the consolidation, the chop. Wa alaikum salam. Brother Hamza is in the building as well. You haven't missed anything. We've had a little bit of excitement. That's about it, but we were smart enough to just watch it. I was getting my chart set up and almost fat fingered my way in something. Glad that didn't happen. Nothing changes, guys. We are still identifying where the power of the bears lies. And their support in aiding the pre-market high. And if you look at the line chart, bring that over here real quick, you will see that they found resistance there pre-market with a little double top and a dip, and then it happened again now with market open, a double top and a dip. However, as I've stated, we've seen that the pre-market low area of 484.6 has been used as a level of support twice, where the market has bounced to that area. And despite the bearish temporary control, they have not been able to push the price as of yet back down to this area of 484.6. And even if we get back down to 484.6, that's not going to automatically make me make a trade, but it will get my attention to see if we successfully break this area. So I do want to put an alarm here so I'm notified if we do start having price action trading below the 484.7. That would be interesting as well. There's that washout long. Yeah, I kind of want to get in that. I do. I'm going to go ahead and get in this, guys. Not yet. I want to wait for a close and get over pre-market. Again, this is the area that I've identified when we put that 50% line up. It was right around pre-market high. That's why I want to get in this trade. Yes. Oh, you guys should have stopped me. You're supposed to say, wait for the candle to close. Wait for the candle to close. But I just got in with a filler, but I was still using the understanding we had a washout long, break of resistance, the break of a new 5-minute high, and now trading over the 50% line of this red candle. Remember when we put the fibs on it? We put the fibs from the base here. Let me show you again. Sorry about that.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Okay. I'm gonna let the trade play out. I'm not gonna touch it. Right there. So this was the 50% line that I told you was close to pre-market high. And I said if we were able to get over that, that would then possibly start these bears to hovering. That was the idea behind that trade. That was the idea behind that trade. Who would be in trouble? These bears. Where would they be in trouble at? where would they possibly want to start hovering at? Now, it isn't over yet. Okay, there is the very clear area is above the 486.5. They still have fight left in them until then. We just identified an area that they would possibly begin to start fighting back. Possible. I truly only wished that I would have got in down here, because we did have the green hammer trading above the green hammer with the understanding of that washout long, but it was so close to that 10 o'clock candle, I didn't want to fool with that 10 o'clock report. Wanted things to settle down before I got back involved. Additionally, yeah, I'm content with it. But it's not unlike the stock price to come back and retest VWAP as well before it continues to go higher for another liquidity grab. However, I like the trade idea and concept. And only put 5 contracts at risk, so it's a matter of time and patience. But the bulls are showing very strong strength here.
Bluetooth connected.
Okay. Bears are, no, I'm not EAD. I was in a call EAD, not in a put. I was in a call. And I still like the call. That was just a late delay response from my laptop. Still very early. It's only 10:15. I'm on the sidelines where I should be. Heavy battle going on right here. Heavy battle. Heavy battle. Mm. Yes, it is, Aaron, but it's not a textbook shooting star because shooting stars take place at the top of uptrends. Shooting stars take place at the top of uptrends. But it is one. You actually have a hangman and then a shooting star trading beneath both of them. But if you short above VWAP, you have to cover above VWAP as the stock price typically bounces initially at VWAP. Once the stock price closes below VWAP, you have more of a bearish sentiment. So I'm going to wait for the candle to close. Does that mean, yeah, ready to launch or fall? Either one, this could be the same type setup. We just seen that the last time. They turned it to a washout long. We know that the bulls are pressing these bears, trying to get them to cover. These bears came back at pre-market high. Very strong defense, now pushing the price lower, attempting to squeeze these last bulls here who made this run. It's a matter of time and patience. Let these bullies fight, because ultimately we are still within the range of pre-market high and pre-market low. We are, however, ever so slightly trending up. Line chart, where I got that from. Typically, the first breakout is always a false breakout. Then that's that double bottom I was telling you guys about. Get underneath that. That would entice me. Put until then, still be a trap. As we see it pulling back now inside of the algo itself, even on the 5 minute. 3 minutes, and then we have the 10:30 candle. We get paid to wait. Yes, we do. Transference of money from the impatient to the very patient. Now we're at the top of the range. Let me see what happens here at the top of the range. Don't want to get too excited, but would love to see another continuation candle. Got me the last time. We're normally getting in at the top of the green hammer. Would have been the spot to get in and getting out within that 5-minute candle. Money done. On to the next trade. Different times we're in right now. I like the call. Yeah. It's gonna be good now. It's gonna be good later. Be patient. But I am looking to get in a call. I'm just waiting on a 30-minute continuation candle on the 30-minute, which would also have us breaking clearly out of this controlled selling algo that we're in. We're in this controlled selling algo. 15 seconds with a close above this and a continuation. I will be getting in that call. So we're at the top of this algo too, which is why I really want to be careful and even more so patient, which is why we don't just wait for the confirmation candle of the trade to get in. We wait for the continuation. It is the continuation candle that we want. We have the confirmation. Do we have the continuation? I'm ready to get in if we get a continuation candle. So glad we have the algos up to help guide us on what will happen potentially in this area. If you look at your line chart, you can see it's lining up perfectly on the line chart. Right here at the line chart. If I could get everybody to hit the like button right now, I greatly appreciate it. And I want to thank you guys for doing so. The more we use to stay safe, the safer we are. So we do understand that we are in this controlled selling right now range, trying to break out of it and put a real squeeze on these bears, but however, they are fighting very, very vigorously. So proud of myself this time. I did not fall for it. I did not fall for it and get in the call too early. Now let the candle close. Again, to identify where the downward pressure is coming from, it is coming from these bears that I have highlighted here to my left. These are also the bears that the bulls are attempting to squeeze. Still very early. It's only 10:30. Sure would. You got that right, Lance. That profit target would be ridiculous. Oh my goodness. That's why they fighting too, Lance. Sure would. 488 too. My goodness. Possibly even a domino effect. Because on the way up, they will cover. On the way up, they will cover. Wow. It'd be a very nice move. A lot of liquidity has been provided by the bears if the bulls are able to take advantage of it, but as of yet they have not been able to, because this recent bearish pressure has the bears sitting lovely, plenty money in their accounts, profits looking lovely. Yes, it's not as big as it once was, but this is an opportunity to squeeze some of these bulls, possibly take the price lower. But the bulls have something else in mind. They want to start the bears recovery. Anything above that 488.6, she might be out of here. Time and patience, all that's required. We did not get the follow through continuation candle on the 30-minute chart, not yet. But in fact, this could be the bulls allowing the price to come down, to use them as liquidity, so it still might go down. As well, on the flip side, I would like to see a close outside this range with a continuation candle headed toward low of the day. Other than that, the bulls have been displaying the desire to buy up lower prices. We'll go ahead and take this out of here because we have gotten past pre-market high. No longer relevant. Pre-market low still is. But again, for me, I think that personally, I think I'm just going to wait for a very nice setup. Understand what's going on, and because of that, I don't want to get in the way. The bulls make a move, the bears respond. The bulls make a move, the bears are responding. Again, I think I'm going to let these bullies fight. Look at that 30 minutes. Now on that 30-minute chart, you can really see the bear dominance. The bulls made a very nice move here, but the bears jumped all over the higher prices from the 489 and beat it right back down to this current level, and have been putting in a line in the sand. The bulls are making a very valiant effort this morning. Still quite a bit of time left in the 30-minute candle, so you can't count it out just yet. And I think I just want to fall back to looking for an A+ setup. I don't trust the bulls follow through. I just don't. I'm going to take this down, but right now the stock for the second time is still acknowledging this range that is in and is slowly grinding up. We are basing here as well. Temporarily, the market has not chosen anything. You can see the base. We are basing here as well. We do have the 5-day that has now crossed above the 20-day. Still being patient, looking for a safe trading idea, safe trading setup. Patience is trading. Trading is patience. You just have to be patient. Figured out what's going on. See how the algos are responding. Typically, your first breakout or breakdown will be a false one to trap and entice early bears or early bulls. So now what I am going to do, I'm going to take a step back. And that's the benefit of using the triple screen. I want to take a step back and look at a bigger, the green hammer sure was nice, but news held me back. Me too, Dan. Me too. Me too. Me too. It was. Especially because like I saw it when it was happening here. I was like, this is setting up to be a washout long. I just didn't want to be involved in that news, then take that trade with everybody coming behind us. But then that was it. We had the washout long. We had the retest of intraday demand as it hit the low of the day, bounced off that low of the day, put in that beautiful green hammer. We had trading come down, but once trading started above the hammer, and even more so above the resistance, and then above the 5-minute candle. And so I got in here. And so because I've got in here, I didn't customarily do my normal, 5-minute candle profit you out, because there was money to be made in this 5-minute candle as she went from 485.2 to 485.9. Could have easily made 22 cents on the chain. You like surfing, perfect day, 30-cent runs. Absolutely. Perfect day for it. We can clearly see the algos. You can see the algos. So that's even more reason why we have to be careful. And wait for the breakdown, the break up, but not the false breakdown. False breakdown, confirmation, continuation. Same thing with the breakout. Taking a peek back over here. Again, what has me now more so, my attention is the 30-minute chart. That what has me more interested right now. And keep in mind, we still are trading above VWAP. Thank you guys for joining us, for being here. Thank you, T-Shirt for Traders, for sponsoring us. T-shirtsfortraders.co. I do appreciate you guys, and I do agree we are professional risk takers. Again, guys, t-shirtsfortraders.co. T-shirtsfortraders.co. They actually hit me up and said we were listening to one of your replays and you weren't pronouncing the S. And we don't want people to think that it's a T-shirt So if you hear me elongating the S's, it's because I've already been corrected on that. So if I'm spitting in the microphone, just know it's because I'm pronouncing those S's. T-shirts for traders.co. Back to the other business of observing the market. We have the algo figured out, just a matter of time and patience, but I'm more so leaning on the 30-minute. There is some nice liquidity that has been built on the 30-minute candle. If we're able to come back and have the price trade above the 486.2 area, that would interest me then in a call. Go ahead and set an alarm. This area to alert me at the 486.2. Now, also looking at the 30-minute chart, not wanting to be diced up and cut up. Recognize bulls. Still that pre-market low of day. So I would love to see a close beneath the pre-market low of day with a continuation candle. So for me, that's around that 484.3 area. So I want to put an alarm also at low of day. Those are my two alarms. Now again, we have broken out of this. Typically, this would have been a nice put, and it probably still is. I don't know what the market is going to do, but I know I just don't trust the bulls in this area. And for me, I'd rather wait for that 30-minute continuation candle. I don't want to be early. I want to be certain. But it's understandably what's happening as we are breaking out of the controlled algo. It's right there for you to see. And I'm thinking about safety first, which is why you have not seen me even talk about a put here. We've seen this before. Did they honestly think they were going to get us with the same move? Come on, guys. We've seen this move before. We do appreciate the fact that the stock price is now trading below VWAP. That is a good sign as well. Closing with a continuation candle gets you even closer to the low of day. That is a good sign as well. I hope you guys don't think I'm being extra cautious, but I am choosing to be extra cautious. I do apologize for those of you who, don't like my cautiousness. But I have to think about some of those people who might get in when I get in, and I don't want to lead anyone on a roller coaster. Regardless, even if that means we miss a trade, I like the habit and the discipline of allowing the candle to close. Dr. J says, I appreciate the caution that so many people are reckless with trading. That is true. However, Dr. J, I am a little sick right now. Looking for the continuation candle that might be presenting itself. And here we go. This is what we're looking for, the continuation candle. Will we get it? This is the area I was looking at and interested in, but I wanted the continuation candle in this area. So I am ready to take a put, but I am ready for continuation. And I just got in. It's gonna be a fight here. Dr. J just explained, and I just saw as I got stopped out. Dag nabbit. Definitely gonna be a fight here. Oh, I was a little early. A little early. What a fight. Just I feel so bad, guys, because this was the trade right here. Oh my goodness, I feel so bad. We got the close here at VWAP. We started trading underneath it with the break of the algo right in front of our face. Break of resistance, in this case support, right to pre-market low. Here is the move now. There. 15 seconds left in this candle. And we have a new 30-minute candle on the horizon, potentially. We are at the 484 support area. And we called out earlier that this area, 484, is a weekly area of support. Coach said got in, Dr. J said got in with you, got out for 21-cent move. Awesome, Dr. J. Did anyone else get in that put? Love a new low. Right? Love a new low. Two possible outcomes from here, and that is the market find some support here, or you start putting pressure on the pre-market pre-market bulls to start covering as well. Pull that back up for you guys here. We have bulls starting buy here at the 483.6, and that was the candle that I put up for you guys here. You can still see and picture the size of this green candle and the fact that we are attempting to squeeze these bulls. Definitely at an area where the bulls have to fight. Definitely at an area where the bulls have to fight and fight hard right now. But I do apologize for that play because that was the trade. It was. That was the trade. This was the trade. This 5-minute candle right here. So I deserve a slap for that. I do apologize for being human. Sometimes I'm being too safe. Dr. J said we don't want all the trades, we want the safe trades. Yes, Dr. J, but I did miss that one. That was a lot. Good morning, Prince. So glad you could join us. There's always opportunities, no such thing as a missed trade. The market would always present profits for us. All we have to do is watch and observe what the market is telling us and showing us. So grateful for you guys. I am still here, guys. Don't want you to think that I've gone anywhere. I'm just taking a break myself, allowing the market to decide what it wants to do here at this 484 support area. Just know that I'm off to the side having a couple allowing the market to do what the market does. The bears seem to be applying pressure to those pre-market bulls that I highlighted for you guys that are in this area. A nice close below this could spark covering by these bulls. A little more than 1 minute. We will see. Dan said could be a withdrawal of liquidity here at lows. Very interesting. Huh? No. 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 I'm about to start covering some. So I'm still in my put. I was giving it some time to work itself out. I don't like it, what's happening at this area. I still acknowledge that this 484 is weekly support. Sell everything? Oh, wait a minute. Did I sell everything? Oh, wow. I completely got out of that position. I was just trying to piece myself out, and I got out of everything. Oh, well. Held that for as long as I could, thinking that the stock would possibly, but I'm just not good at riding roller coasters. Dan pointed out something great. Could be a withdrawal of liquidity here at lows. So I definitely took that in consideration, and thank you, Dan, for mentioning that. And so that's why I went ahead and finally got out of that put. Fun while it lasted. Just did not last long. But this 484 is a weekly area of support, and we have seen buying here from the bulls at this area before. So it only makes sense while we're having consolidation. No point in me being involved in that. You guys make a decision and let me know. We still have a small red candle for the day. We're still red for the week. However, now our 30-minute candle has switched to green here at this 484 level.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Lance says, same happened to me. Oh well, break even better than loss or stress. I do agree with that, Lance, as well. I need to go do about, I don't know, 100 burpees. I'm missing this one. I gotta do something. I will not miss another trade. I need to write it on the board 100 times or something. Run around the block with my t-shirt off in the cold. I don't know. Something. Pet this annoying cat. Maybe that's what I should do. I'm sorry for that noise in the background. I have one of those bingos, and nobody told me that they talk. I thought they just looked good and were cute. Had no idea they were full of personality and opinions and had so much to say. Look like that 484 is acting as support. Not a bad idea or a bad area if you were thinking about a call here, as you do have the 484 as a support level and area that the stock has not closed underneath it. Stuck its toes in the water, but it has not closed underneath the 484, and now it is using that as a base.
Bluetooth connected.
Yeah, me too, Lance. I think it's time for a little breaky break. We'll keep the live going. Take a little breaky break. Wanted to stick my toes in the water on that. So I just took a call there. Don't want to give out advice that I myself am not willing to put my money behind. At least the VWAP. Guys, I'm gonna go grab some lunch and be back at 12:45. I'm gonna go grab some lunch and be back at 12:45, but I will keep the chart up. right, this is my standby music. So when you hear this, you know that I'm away from the mic. now. This is the most interesting area we have been in all day. And as I stated before when I was on the air, putting pressure on these bears could spark a domino effect. Again, as I stated, I do not like putting my mouth out there without my money, so I'm still in the call that I got in down here. Grateful to still be in that call, knowing as myself and who was that earlier? Let me look back. We spoke about Lance. Said that would take us to a 488 take profit target if these bears here get squeezed at the 486.5 area. So we can expect a fight here. It's not a bad idea for me to take profits here either. But I've held on and waited this far. I would like to see if we get a squeeze, knowing that this area is heavy laden with bears. A squeeze could trigger a domino effect, taking us clearly to the 488. Looking for a close above this 486.5 area, which we do have. And the bulls are trying to initiate the squeeze. And it is happening right now, just as I explained it to you. The squeeze is taking place. Glad that I am in that. Oh, wow. Dan said I took that call. Awesome. Took profits at the little doji. Awesome. Definitely understand that. That was a great place to take profits at, that doji. I just decided that since I was already in it, once we got trading above VWAP, I wanted to see if we could trigger some more profit taking. The next profit taking area for coverage, rather, we got these bulls right here. Wanting to hold above that 486.5. Want to see a hold above that. And then the next one be the 487.1. We can get a close above the 487.1. There's a lot of time left on this 30-minute candle. A lot of time left on the 30-minute candle. And a lot of room to potentially take us to that 488 area. So grateful that you got some money on that call, Dan. I am right now using my Heikin-Ashi charts to remain in this position. Don't want to get out until I see a change in the Heikin-Ashi chart or my profit target reached. I was actually getting ready to walk out the door and forgot I still had this position on. This is what we want to see. This is the next squeeze, a close above this 487.2 area, and we're very close to that happening. Very close to me thinking about taking profits here in this area, closing this trade out. 10 seconds left on this. Four seconds. And I am out. Got out right here, knowing that this would be the next level that the Bulls would have to defend. And I just didn't want to hang around anymore. Very grateful. Dr. J made some money on that one as well. Dr. J was ready to buy at the 486.5, I'm sure. Awesome. Again, this line here of 487.2 are the next bull bears to get squeezed. And that should take us to the 488 level. But I am grateful on that particular trade that I took, as I took it on the option chain from 102 to 251. And as of now, it appears temporarily that I've made the right decision in exiting the trade here. Dr. J says she had a wonderful trading day today, and that is what it is about. And we thank you for sharing that with us, Dr. J, and for hitting the like button. So glad Dan made money on that trade as well. And again, this line is holding for now, so I don't have a problem getting out of the trade. And especially, as I told you, I would hold it until my Heikin-Ashi changed colors. And when that Heikin-Ashi changed colors, I went ahead and exited the trade at that line that we identified would be further resistance from the bears. Nice call. Grateful for the profit. again, to give an explanation of this, we had a gap up from yesterday's low of 482, gap up to this morning of the 484.6. After that, we had a very nice initial run by the bulls that was met with very heavy bearish presence above the 485.6 area. And the bulls did try, yes, they did. They tried to bait the bears in, and it worked. Right here, we had a very beautiful washout long, shout out Mad Ass, that turned into a very nice green hammer, with trading above the green hammer, only to come into another area of resistance by the bears. It was these bears to the left in this candle that was assisting in keeping the stock price lower. In fact, it even had a run where it was able to push the stock price to the 484. But this 484 was a level of weekly support. And it was from this 484. And once we were able to see that the bears could not get a candle closed beneath this area. Yes, a couple times they stuck their toes in the water, but they never closed beneath the 484. And in fact, we started having higher lows. And it was upon this slow grind that, as I suggested that this would be a good area for a call, I went ahead and took it myself, because I don't make suggestions that I'm not going to put my own money behind. Got in that call and was very patient. We got the squeeze from this candle into the next candle. Here was a clear area of resistance. More than happy, as I took this from the option price changed from 102 all the way to 251, exiting here at another clear area of bearish resistance. And that, for me, was the call of the day. There's still some more room to the upside, but there has to be some liquidity built in order to take the price higher. So for right now, I saw this as a good area to get out. It was also in this area that the Heikin Ashi changed, and Juvier put me up on that. Once that Heikin Ashi changed, that was my indication to get out. I held it as long as we were strong. Once we had to change, it was time for me to get out, as I didn't want to be part of this withdrawal. Hope you guys understand that explanation of why I got in the call and why I got out of the call where I did, and what is taking place right now. Brian got 8% on that move alone. That is so awesome to see that the team is doing well. Dan did well, Dr. J did well, and I did well myself. Okay, Brian, I do see what you're saying. The inverted hammer at the bottom, and the next candle closed above it at 11:15, 11:20. I know exactly what you're talking about. Let me pull it up on the line chart. You're talking about right here. You did have an inverted hammer. I'm sorry. Oh, you said inverted hammer. This inverted hammer, right, with the close above it. Okay. Inverted hammer. Time 11:15. Oh, this one. Yes. I actually saw both of them. I saw the two inverted hammers. We had an inverted hammer, doji, inverted hammer. But also at this point, we were seeing that the bears were beating down this higher price. But I did notice that even though they were doing that, the bulls were not giving up this line. And in fact, if I stretch it out, and you see we never ever closed anywhere near the 484. We never closed anywhere near the 484. We got a price trading beneath it, but not a close beneath it. And then we started having, higher closes, higher lows, easing our way up. And if you look here on the line chart, what I saw more so was the inverted hammer, Brian. I saw the inverted head and shoulders. This is an inverted head and shoulders right here. Let me point that out to you. Okay, you have a shoulder right here, a head right here, and another shoulder right here. That was the inverted head and shoulder. Let me stretch it out for you so you see it just a little bit better. All right. There it is, right there. So you had the inverted head and shoulders, and if we put it on the chart right here and line it up, that's approximately where I got in at right here. Because on the next candle, it came down and formed and completed that right shoulder. And right after that, once we closed over VWAP, got to this next resistance level, use that as support, put a doji here. So I like the fact that Dan recognized the fact that this was indecision, and rather than put any money at risk, he went on ahead and took profits here because this move could not a weekly area of support. I used a dull green for weekly, and I used a bright green for daily. So if it's a dull green, that's weekly, and they tend to be a little stronger. Yeah. Alrighty, thank you, Dan, for tuning in, and God willing, we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Two winning trades for today for Dr. J. And I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the show this morning. Probably take a look back at 1, 2 o'clock, but I don't know. Dr. J said, thanks, Brian. I'm so pumped. Oh, so awesome. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the live here for today. We can spend the rest of our day protecting our profits, observing the market. And we'll tune in same time tomorrow, God willing, for the market to give us another opportunity to pick her apart. Another explanation, if you look on the line chart, we have just formed a cup. And now we're forming the handle. You can also see it here on the Heikin-Ashi, where we're forming a cup. And now we're getting the handle. Yep, that's all for me too. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining out. Thanks for hitting that like button on your way. Everyone be safe. We'll see you tomorrow. God willing. Bye for now.